I love mods. Not the ones you think about,
You sneaky. You naughty, you teasing me.
the ones that change the game you played over and over again, making it into something different yet still giving you the same feeling of joy as the original. Minecraft with mods is crazy fun. Doomswods and total conversions are on a totally different level of craftsmanship I want to talk about in the near future with a new show coming up on this channel. And of course Gary's mod that gave the everyman a chance to edit their favorite engine to their liking. The modding community shows what can be done if you believe enough in your fun projects. But what if it never becomes as popular and the studio behind those mods has to shut down? Let me tell you a story about a really interesting game company and their journey with They Hunger. Black Widow Games was founded in 1997 by Neil Manke, but the studio consisted of almost 25 people working on commercial mods for marketing campaigns. The first being Soldier of Fortune, made public in October 97 as a free modification based on a TV series under the same name, sponsored by Racer Entertainment. After that, they made 8 other contract work mods for Quake and first Half-Life and 12 mods just by themselves. At the start of New Millennium, they got a sponsorship from a gaming magazine PC Gamer to create a horror modification for the first Half-Life called They Hunger. It got wildly popular and became one of the best reviewed mods at the time, with some people calling it the best horror-themed first-person shooter for the modding community to base upon their creations. They followed it with 2 more games called They Hunger 2 Rest in Pieces and They Hunger 3 Rude Awakening, both of which got good reviews at the premiere, making it a full-on trilogy. With such popularity, finally came something big, a massive multiplayer mod still for the first Half-Life, sponsored by Sony and Big Spaceship LLC, based on the Underworld series called Underworld Bloodline, made in 2003. But as the saying goes, with great modding comes a better software. With the arrival of better game engines shown by Unreal 2003, Doom 3 or Half-Life 2, not many people wanted to create low-budget promotional projects as it became impractical. For Black Widow Games, it also meant they had to think fast before getting crushed under not having more freelance modding work. In 2005, with help from PC Gamer and Valve, they started their first commercial project, They Hunger: Lost Souls. They Hunger Lost Souls is a first-person action game planned to take full advantage of the superior graphics, physics and new gameplay possibilities provided by the new Source technology. Set designer Neil Manke to a positive acclaim from the fans of the mod series in a press release on October 19, 2005. The studio finally could start fresh without the limitations of Half-Life 1 engine, Gold Source, and show their full potential in upcoming teasers and screenshots from 2005 to 2008, with a possible release date shown in one of the PC Gamer magazine news articles. Now, every possible piece of information I could gather about this game was from Black Widow's Wikipedia page and a website called blackwidowgames.svencoop.com. That has, I think, every article about the game saved for historic reasons, just like this one. In here we can see interviews otherwise not openable because the website they were posted on don't exist anymore, but with help of the good old web archive we can access them with no problem. The game was even considered on par with Left 4 Dead at the time of its supposed release, as we can uncover in a PC Gamer article by Norman Chan. Slaying hordes of the wicked undead is every geek's fantasy, so it's no coincidence that 2 of my most highly anticipated shooters of the year are zombie-themed. I spoke with the game's designers to uncover some little-known facts about Black Widow Games' They Hunger Lost Souls and Valve's Left 4 Dead. By reading the rest of the article, we can understand the basic premise of the game with a possible new scripting system that pre-calculated physics, new and exciting story, and from what I understood, the original trilogy was highly praised by its funny and scary at the same time narrative design, and of course a big arsenal of weapons that could bash every zombie's head in seconds. Sadly, the game never got finished. From 2005 to 2008, They Hunger Lost Souls was developed and started to fade away. There are a lot of different possibilities as to why it never got finished. Some say it was because the engine started to get too complicated for the studio. Others that the people working on the game just faded out, and there was speculated health problems of Neil Manke that got him to stop working on their product. And some even thought he died, but this is completely wrong, and I will prove it to you later in the video. Somehow on May 28, 2019, a user called FlippedOutKitty got a hold of the alpha and beta versions of the game and published it on ModDB for everyone to try out for themselves. So I did exactly that, and if you are scared for your computer's safety, then don't worry, right now I will cover the whole story of the game, so if you are afraid of playing it yourself, you're welcome. But if you don't want spoilers and want to play it yourself, skip to this point of the video. I have lost around 2 to 3 hours of my life to understand how modding works for Source games, and I hate it. But somehow it worked, and if someone also have problems with this, there's link in the descriptions on how to install mods. I am not even gonna replace that. I hate modding. Now, let's start the game. So, I played it on my live channel. THLS starts us at some weird restaurant at the end of nowhere because our taxi driver, I called him Louis, didn't pay attention to the road. We got into a little collision. Safe to say, I made it out. Louis, not exactly. After a quick walk and my little rant about level design in an unreleased game, I wouldn't fucking know. I wouldn't have any idea that I should go right here. We get to the first really beautiful place called Sacred Cliffs Monastery. If someone showed me this, I wouldn't believe this was made 16 years ago. As we go through the whole monastery, we finally see a little bit of the horror that happened here. How people were trying to defend themselves inside the church, but to no avail, and also how I'm not so good at modding, because I guess I didn't run something properly, and we will see it more as the story goes. After some electric work, we get my first panic attack, and I don't want to play anymore. Why am I doing this to myself? Why did I thought this was a good idea that I should play a horror game for fucking right now? But still nothing horrifying that could actually harm us in any way. But we get a little more close-ups on what's really going on here. Dismembered bodies, blood on the walls, and blocked pathways to some of the rooms. Not to make sure no one goes inside, but to keep something that's inside there and never letting it out. Then we get some sort of a chapel where music is playing, the candles are all lit up, and we get our first insight on what is actually trying to murder us. Oh. Oh my god. Oh. Power of Christ compels you! Oh my god. Something is supposed to be alive in here. Let's get out of here. Oh my god! The power of Christ compels you! Oh my god, it doesn't work. With my swift movements, we escape into the town square, all being infested with the bloodthirsty monsters ready to eat my eyeballs and who knows what else. I hope they leave the left one, I see better through it. We go into the pink abomination that's supposed to be some sort of a dining area for everyone, but it's also filled with the undead. But now we can protect ourselves. A hot pan that somehow doesn't burn my hand is a really useful weapon right now because we finally get through the hordes of flesh eaters into our next destination, some other place in the village. There we get our next weapon, a pistol that I can't shoot for shit. Fuck! 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 Molotov cocktails that doesn't show flames when thrown away. We lawnmower our way into the catacombs, get our next weapon, a weird working shotgun that shoots whatever it pleases, but when it hits hard. Whoa. Of course, all this zombie shooting wouldn't be gratified if I didn't get scared at least a little bit, so for the only jumpscare in the game, we got this bit right here. Oh my god! Ah! And after that, one of the coolest places in the survival horror I have ever seen, a full-on room that works as ice level in some platform games. What is happening? Whoa! Whoa! Wait! That is so cool. After dealing with that and doing some light logic puzzles, we go into some more catacombs and get to what I like to call the worst possible room I have ever encountered in my entire life. Please get me out of here. Too many zombies for little ammunition I have, and it doesn't work on them at all. That's when I put on the last chapter and saw the end of the beta. A falling charge bell and a zombie banging his head onto a glass. And so, after all that, we finally came to a conclusion of this episode. At least I thought so, but then started reading comments on the ModDB page of THLS and found out that a group of Russian modders tried their best to recreate the game. Those people are Kirill Davidkin and Pavel Karpovich. They are trying to rebuild the whole game from the ground up, showing it on the internet in a form of a ModDB post page, download page of their beta that I played, and also on Kirill's YouTube channel. I couldn't find nothing more, so this might actually be the end of the story. And on his ModDB page, the last article is from July 22nd, 2022, where Kirill and Pavel emailed Neil to ask him about the latest build of the original version of the game, and he actually responded, showing that he is not dead. But sadly only him and Einar Saukas had the latest builds of the game, and Neil stated that he doesn't have his version anymore. So only in Einar there is still hope that they could ever end this whole journey on a happy ending. I also emailed Kirill trying to ask him about how is he doing now and did he ever got any information on the game, but he didn't reply. That's when I saw he also has a Discord channel where I messaged him and we could finally talk. I asked him a couple of questions and he answered all of them, which made me really happy to now know that there is still a chance of seeing some new TH game. How did you hear about They Hunger series?
I first learned it from the video Stalkeros.
In July 22nd, 2022, you posted the last article called Really Bad News that explained you and your team hit a wall with the possibility of not continuing the work on this rebuild. Is there some news you got from the original creators about the latest build?
What are the original creators from the last build? If you mean the leaked builds, they were released by beta testers. Probably there are other leaked builds, but I never saw anyone distributing them. With this build information there's very little to know about future locations, you'll have to make them up. If you want to know about the creators of THLS Rebuild, I am the main creator and still hold the story of They Hunger, all parts of it, in my heart. I replay it at least once every 12 months, trying to understand and experience it. Neil Mankey hasn't responded to me since then, which has been a couple of years since. I don't really want to write to him yet, he's an old man after all, fulfilled his purpose in life I guess. Maybe he will touch the development again someday, but this time I don't know what could be. I prefer to look at other developers, they are also unique and unrepeatable.
If not, have you tried on your own placing together a new story for this game/mod and make it your own entry in the series?
Yes. I am deeply imbued with the idea of these times, years, seasons. Northwest Europe in 1970. A forgotten church, small town, an island, a semi-island where something strange and unbelievable is happening, and the protagonist has to go through these trials by contacting survivors. That's not all, but I'm still developing They Hunger ideas in my projects. It's like, divine. I don't know how else to describe They Hunger and the creator Neil Mankey differently. Thank you for writing to me. It was interesting to answer these questions, especially the third question, which not everyone dares, or even thinks, to ask.
And with that message, I would like to end this episode. Thank you all for watching this episode, it's really good to be back and running with this show, I at least hope you all like it as much as I do. I also have a TikTok account if you want to see more of this cancelled stuff posted more regularly. I do that there at least once a day, so there should be your content kick while you wait for my full-fledged videos. Thanks everyone again for watching, stay safe and see you in the next video. Bye!